I'm doing good. Typically, I am cozy and in bed by now. I'm doing good. I'm well and alive, so I'm good. How are
Man,
you?
man. My day has been crazy.
Hmm.
So, we had uh parent conference. Well, we had,
Yeah.
working with the students at the school,
Hmm.
and then parent conferences, and then I had a meeting downtown.
Oh
And I was
God.
like, you know what? I can leave in enough time to get here and do my tech setup. Yeah, that traffic said no, sir.
That's LA. That's you can never trust Waze or maps. Always add on like an
Oh
extra 20, 30
man.
minutes. So
It was
especially in the
well
morning.
well see, what had happened was I looked at it on my phone. It said about, okay, you'll get home at 6:15. I'm like, all right, cool. All right, I can do that. I can do a 15-minute,
Mhm.
run through. Yeah,
Not happening.
it didn't happen.
But it's okay because who knows? You might have missed an accident. You might have missed something. So we made
Absolutely.
it. We're here. It's just we're almost on Thanksgiving break. Only
Yes.
2 more days, and I'm literally counting down the seconds. So
Yes, absolutely. So I'm over here making some adjustments as we speak, and so because I was unable to do that before, so just kind of indulge me a little bit. I'm still, ready for conversation, but just making some adjustments on my end. Um, so you talked about your drive way
mhm.
from the Inland Empire.
Yes, yes, I do have a commute. Which every time I tell anybody, like, "Oh, here's where I'm from," the gasp, the oh my gosh, the apologies,
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
it's in sincerity because it's a drive. Definitely not, one for the week. It's about, I'd say, an hour. It could be ranged between like 50 minutes to an hour 20 in the morning, which is
Okay,
quite a wide range,
okay,
but I get there, and then the drive home probably an hour and a half.
okay.
So
So you're used to it.
I'm I'm used to it, but I don't know how I feel about it still. So I don't know how I feel. Ask me at the end of the school year how I really feel about it, and then I'll let you know. But it's a lot. It's taxing, and just like, yeah, you think you're gonna get somewhere in some time, and then you add on 20 minutes, 30 minutes. So it's a lot, but
Yes,
it's for the
yes.
kids, for the kids.
Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, so I'm just making some adjustments over here. We have one of your friends. Looks like she says, "Yay, Lena!" Let me go ahead and pop that on the. Well, you know what? I'll do a
Oh
little
my
bit later.
god.
I'll do a little bit later. I'm just running through some stuff real quick.
Yeah, I already have thoughts about who it is. So
You have thoughts already?
I do. I'm lucky to have some fans,
Okay, okay,
some fans a little
absolutely,
bit.
absolutely. Now I see our countdown just kind of went backwards, but that's okay. That's okay. We're gonna. I think we've been live probably about 3 minutes, so
Yeah.
probably when it gets. I wonder if I can speed it up a little bit. You know what? I'm gonna see. Let me see if I can speed it up. Whoa, this day right here. But no, I appreciate you hopping on, Miss Williams, Helena, or
Yeah, Lena,
Lena,
yeah,
Yelena.
we're working on it. It's okay. You're trying. I'll take it.
Absolutely. Okay, let me adjust the time a little bit here, and then
Yeah.
then we can do what we need to do. All right, there we go. So
Mhm.
save. Okay, yeah, man. Okay, so I appreciate you hopping on now. So you make that commute. Is this
Mhm.
the first school now? Just for privacy, I won't mention the name of the school that
For sure.
we are both employed at, but I'll just refer to the school as the school district. Okay,
Mhm.
how's that cool? Is that
That's work.
cool?
That's perfect.
All right,
Yeah,
we don't want people,
I know.
rushing you,
Put their
with,
business on blast.
yeah, putting you a blast trying to get your autograph. Like, oh, you were on,
No,
you were on West Coast Wednesday with
my
Mr.
autograph.
Riley. Absolutely. So let me see. I haven't shared the link with any of our friends. Have you
I
done that?
did. I should. I should do that right now, actually.
Absolutely. I'm gonna take a hot second, and I
Yeah,
think I
let me
have.
do that. Love the podcast.
Now, were you able to share? Well, I'm going to send the link to our friend Miss Jackson.
Oh, yes, send it to her, and this is live. We have all of you as witnesses to say that we sent it to Miss Jackson.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I'll put it
Just
in our group chat that we have.
okay, cool. And I'm okay. There we go. So She's like, yeah, I want to come on your show and talk mess about you. I'm like, come on now, I can't have you do that. We're respectable people over here on West
No,
Coast Wednesday.
she's I love Miss Jackson. She's hilarious. She would keep it lively, so I'll
Yes, no,
channel her
she would keep it a little bit too lively.
a little too R-rated.
Absolutely, absolutely. So what we're going to do, just to touch base, man. I know we did during the pre-show, but we're going to talk about your journey in terms of being a psychiatric social worker, just how you kind of assist families. And in about 9 seconds, Miss Williams, I'm gonna come back to you. I'm gonna give you a small introduction, and then we'll go from there. Okay?
Sounds good.
All right. Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Mr. Riley from Mr. Riley's World, coming to you live from the West Coast, the best coast, the West Side. Thank you for tuning in. You know what? I was just talking to Miss Williams a few moments ago, and she's like, maybe you just need to breathe a little bit before you start your show. It's been a crazy day. We had work, and then I had a meeting after school, and then just trying to get across town in LA. Traffic is crazy with a capital CRAZY. It was crazy, but we're here, and I have a wonderful guest who is one of my colleagues at the particular school where I work at. And if you know where I work at, then you know. If you know, you know. But we're going to talk to Miss Williams in a second. I just want to get the pleasantries out the way. So if you're watching on YouTube, why don't you go ahead and do me a favor? Go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel if you can. You're welcome to come over if you're watching on Facebook. Come on over to the YouTube channel. Just type in Mr. Riley's World, and I'll pop your comment on the screen. Or else, right now, for whatever reason, it's just giving me Facebook users. So, like this comment right here, I really don't know who you are, but if I guarantee you, if you come over to YouTube and log in to Mr. Riley's World, hey, we can pop your name up on the chat as well. And actually, one of your other colleagues, Miss Williams, have already done that. So let's go ahead and I'm not going to mess with your name. But she says, Lena. So come on over. I'm trying to tell you to come on over to the YouTube, hang out with us over there, and you can write any comments that you want to write, just as long as they're cool, in the chat. And then also, if you want to support the channel, you can buy me a coffee, buy me 1, 2, 3, 4 coffees. That way, you kind of support the channel. Just go to buymeacoffee.com/Mr. Riley's World. And that'd be really, really cool if you do that. And then last but not least, for those of you who are wondering, oh man, you got a pretty dope setup. Well, here's what you can do. You can go over to kit.co/Mr. Riley's World, and you can check out all the goodness that I've accumulated since COVID. It's been a while. Just kind of bought things a little bit at a time. And so I have a pretty dope studio over here. And you'll also be able to see what I use, my on-the-go kit, as well as my fitness kit as well. So I'll try to stay in shape. That's what kind of grounds me. And so as soon as I'm done with this particular interview tonight, I'm going to hop on the Pelly and, put about 30, 40 minutes in. So, but yeah, you can check out what we have in our fitness kit, on-the-go kit, and then definitely home studio kit. Alrighty, with all the pleasantries out the way, I would love to introduce our guest. Miss Williams is a psychiatric social worker, and she did her studies at USC. She's going to kill me. USC, the University of Southern California. And so, we worked together, and I was just, basically talking about what I do on Wednesdays. And she's like, oh, hey, that sounds kind of interesting. And I was like, hey, are you interested? She's like, sure. And I was like, all right, cool. So we got her on, and she's going to hang out with me for a couple of minutes. We're going to talk about just the implications of why schools need psychiatric social workers, why she decided to become a psychiatric social worker, or a PSW, I believe that's what they're called. And so, let's go ahead and bring on to the stage Miss Jahlaina Williams.
Yes, I applaud you for the name pronunciation. Thank you.
Hey, Miss Williams, what's going on?
Hello, everyone. I'm so happy to be here. This has been a long time coming, so
It has.
I'm glad to be here.
I'm glad you're able to. I'm glad you're able to stay up, first of all, and hang out with me for a couple of moments. When I got home a couple of moments ago, I was talking to my wife just for a brief second, and she was like ready for bed. I'm like, really? It's just 6:30. She's like, look, it's been that
Yes,
kind of day.
yes, I
So
understand. I mean, it gets dark so early
it
now,
does.
so I'm glad
Absolutely.
to get in bed ready.
Absolutely. Well, let's go ahead and kind of tell the people a little bit about who you are. Just kind of introduce yourself, and then we'll dig into some of the comments. I see we have some of your friends here, and so we'll get into the comments, but kind of introduce yourself to the listeners or viewers.
Yes. Well, hello, listeners and viewers. My name is Jahlaina Williams. Yes, Jahlaina, spelled with a J, means God's bright light. So, a little background on my name. But as Mr. Riley mentioned, we do work at a school together. I'll keep that confidential for many purposes. But my title is psychiatric social worker, but I'm on a specialized assignment, and that is the Black Student Achievement Plan, aka BSAP. Also, psychiatric social worker will probably say PSW a few times just to kind of shorten everything. So that's my role, but my credentials. So you say I just graduated from USC. No USC slander. I cannot believe Mr. Riley even had the nerve to say UCLA. But I'm not even going to act like I ride that hard for USC. Like I don't. Okay. I just went there and have lots of loans. Okay. But I am a clinical social worker, technically an associate clinical social worker, which means I am practicing under a licensed clinical social worker. So on track to get my hours, licensed soon, or not soon, not some time, but I'm really excited for that. And then I also have my pupil personnel services credential, which is your PPSC, and it just allows you to work in school. So that's a little bit about me. I'm originally from Stockton, California, made my way through LA, through the Bay, and now I'm here in the Inland Empire. So
Got you, man.
that's me.
That's a lot of information just right there. I mean, now I'm sorry that I did mention UC, and I didn't finish, but you kind of can tell that I was going to say UCLA, right? So I
Uh,
apologize. I
it's
apologize.
okay.
Okay, so
I forgive
so
you.
so you grew up in the Bay. How is growing up in the Bay and living on the West Coast, in LA? How were they different? And then which one do you like better?
Oh, so originally from Stockton, California, there's a lot of debate. Is like, is that the Bay? Is that the Bay? It's not the Bay to me, but that's where I'm from, and so I went to undergrad in San Jose. So differences, I would probably say, mm, lifestyle wise, in certain parts of the Bay, of course, it's more luxurious. Certain parts of LA, more luxurious. But I would say maybe the mindset. I have to say, LA is very bougie, can be very snobby. And in the Bay, it's just a lot more like chill. Everybody's cool, like good vibes, good food. But there's good food in LA too. But I would probably say I really don't prefer either. I really like outskirts of cities. I'm not a city person. I do not like go, 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 fast paced lifestyle, but I'd say LA, but Inland Empire specifically, just because I like the suburbs. Okay, I can't deny it. So,
Got you,
yeah.
got you. No, you know what? I was just a couple of weekends ago. I went to go see my son play football against UC Davis, and so we had to drive the five through Stockton. And I've been through Stockton a couple of times because I had to travel, just helping him move and get some things together. And so I kind of equate Stockton with like it's a cross between a country city and, well, at least I'll say it, at least from driving from on the five. It kind of looks kind
Yeah,
of
yeah,
kind of country like, right? Because you have one
yeah.
moment you can see cows, and then the next moment you like this big old mall. I'm like, man, you got the best of
Yeah.
both worlds.
That's a good way to describe it. I never thought of it like country city because that is true. On the way, it's meadows. Okay, you're looking at
Yes.
farms. It's not like a pretty, scenic drive like you're going to Oregon or something. So and then it's suddenly, yeah, a mall and suburbs, and then you're back in the fields. So I haven't been there in years. I haven't been
Wow.
back to Stockton in
Yeah.
years. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow. Okay. So then you decided to, so you did your undergrad at San Jose State.
Mhm.
Now, is that where you developed just a liking or wanted to get into, um, social work?
Mhm. Yeah, I think, I majored in psychology and then had a minor in forensic science. I added like my last year. So I think undergrad is when my just thoughts about mental health and just wanting to be in the helping profession developed more. But I really think this goes far, far back to where I was young of just my personality style,
Yes.
my love languages now that I know how to use the words of the things that I really valued. So I didn't know anything about social work, specifically social work in undergrad. It was just psychology was the one that was more well known, more talked about. And then it wasn't until I had my first job post undergrad of where social work like opened up to me. I worked with a lot of MFTs, marriage and family therapists, a lot of MSWs, master social work. So that showed me a lot of like, whoa, there's so many opportunities in this. And that's how I got here. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's funny because sometimes I ask the question, some of my friends and colleagues, just kind of what or who inspired, especially when you look at being an MFT or a PSW or a social worker, it's like, okay, yeah, there's like no PSW Hall of Fame that you can be like, hey, I want to be like that, I want to be like that social worker, right? So was there a situation or instance that kind of you kind of made the connection, like, okay, I want to serve my community in this particular way?
Yeah. I think that answer can be given in two different ways. Like, one, just my desire for the helping profession and just seeing people transform and supporting them throughout that journey was. I mean, if you ask my mom, she'll tell you the same story of when I was like 2 or 3, how I saved this woman or like walked up to her and I just felt her energy. I think I've always just been very in tune with other people's emotions, their thoughts, very empathetic. So that's on one hand of just the desire to be in this field.
Sure.
But then on the other hand of like working specifically with the Black community, I think that really developed in undergrad of just my experiences, my friends' experiences, and then post grad or entering or just work life after undergrad was like, whoa, like this is such a need. I mean, the politics, the Black Lives Matter campaigns, I mean, the killings of unarmed Black men and women have just like catapulted a lot for me. So, I mean, I don't want to get too much into the politics of it, but that is what like really just pushed me into this and then now tailoring to children of
Right.
like wanting to get younger and younger. So, I mean, I could talk about that for a long time, but that's a snapshot.
Sure. So here's the deal. We have we're kind of like minded.
Mhm.
So when I did my undergrad, and I'm not too sure. You guys might have this on the campus of San Jose State. Do you guys have like a African American
Mhm.
studies
Like
program?
BSU,
Uh,
after AFAM, yeah, we have
okay.
BSU, all that.
Okay. So just to kind of tie a ribbon around this conversation here, when I did my undergrad at Long Beach State.
Mhm.
Dr. Karanga was the chair, and I just kind of loved just all of the discussion about what you just mentioned about being political, being active, giving back to the community. And so
Mhm.
I think we're blessed to have people like you who really understand that it's about giving back. It's not necessarily about me, but it's about
Mhm.
service to your community. And so for
Yeah.
me, that foundation was kind of developed when I did my understudy, undergraduate work at Long Beach State.
Mhm.
Now, so my question is, did you take any of those Pan African courses on your campus as an undergrad? And if so, how did they affect you?
Yeah, I did take the AFAM classes. I don't remember exactly what year. And I think like I had such a diverse community growing up in Stockton, just different communities and ethnicities, and so going into San Jose State, I was really wanting to be around Black women, like create Black friendships, and so all of us did every Black event there was. We were there. Every Black professor, we were there, and so taking that AFAM class, I think it just really like solidified my cultural identity of like, wow, like I have black friends, and then I'm in this black class. And so at San Jose State, I mean, the black population is like this. Everybody knows everybody, everybody knows everything. And so we were in there. We were in there. I don't know though, as I reflect on it now, I don't think I've ever been asked that, if that was what made me, or just contributed to my career now. I don't know about that, honestly.
Right.
I think if it's hard for me to know, then it probably didn't, because I would remember certain experiences, certain things that I left with from that professor. And unfortunately, I don't have that, but I'm glad that I had the other experiences with that, like BSU and my community, all of that. So
Absolutely, absolutely. Let's dig into the comments just a little bit. Let's take a pause for the cause, and you're gonna have to help me with some of these names. Hold on, I thought I did have. Here we go. Hold on. Booyah. Okay, so um, so one of your friends, she says
Chica, Chica,
Chica. Okay,
yes.
Chico. Thank you. Hey, Chica. She says Lena, and they give you big smiley faces with just love all
Oh,
around.
this is my heart thumping.
Absolutely. We appreciate you watching, Chica. All right. And then she says, fangirling.
I love it. Thank you, Chica Poo.
Hey, Chica Poo. There you go. All right. See now, Chica Poo. See, we
Chica Poo and Lena Poo.
okay. And see that goes back to your conversation about just having those, making those
Mhm.
connections with
Yes.
strong, African American females, and
Hmm.
you guys wanted, to do something, to be everywhere on campus at San Jose
Hmm.
State.
Absolutely. You just saw it live in action. She's also
Absolutely.
a PhD student right now for psychology.
Okay.
So more Black mental health.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And then Facebook user says, "Ha, welp." Now I don't know who that is, and now I'm sure if I log into Facebook, I could probably find out.
I'm not sure.
Let me see. Let me see who that was. Because yeah, I don't know. You know what?
I know. Come to YouTube.
I
Come
know.
on.
We try to tell him. And then this comment says, "PSWs are so needed." And I think I know who this is. This is Riley, because then she went over to
Uh-huh.
YouTube and she put in
Oh,
PSWs are so needed. So
yes.
that's my other half. That's my rib right
Yes,
there.
I love that. We
So
are needed. Thank you.
absolutely. And then someone is throwing you some more love.
Oh,
Bree.
sweet. Thank you. Love you.
Hey, Bree, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you. And then you're acknowledging them. So
Oh,
that's
my
cool.
sister. Love you, Jules. Wow, you all are great. Like, thanks.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Thanks.
Percy
Love you, Jules.
Williams says,
Oh, Dad.
hi, baby. So that's
That's
dad.
my cat.
Mr. Williams, hello there. It's nice working with your daughter. She's really, really cool.
Aw.
Really cool.
Thank you.
Um, and then not me that time. Okay, so so what Erwin was saying, I got what he's saying. So usually he'll watch in from Facebook, and so his
Oh,
comment was like, "Okay, it wasn't me. It wasn't
look,
me."
don't blame him. Okay, not you, Erwin.
Absolutely, absolutely. And then Valerie says, "Hi,
Oh,
Elena. Love mom. You got mom and dad watching. That's
I
what's up."
know.
Okay, and we
Thank
figured
you.
out. Riley said it was me. He says, "Yes, Erwin, I got you on YouTube. I got you, oh man."
Good.
And we got some more hearts from Valerie, and then Percy says, "Hello and thank you." And then Donna, hey Donna Lee,
Oh,
Donna's in the house. Hey
Donna,
Donna,
we love Donna.
Miss. I'm sorry, Miss Lee. Miss Lee.
Oh, yes, Miss Lee. Miss Lee.
All right, so let's go ahead and hop back into the conversation. We appreciate all of you guys who are watching right now. So let's go ahead and talk about just your work at USC, and then you also said that you're not really connected to the university. What do you mean that you're not connected? Because everyone who I know who went to university, they're like, yeah, USC, rah rah rah. I went to they went to the football game, supporting the football team, and blah blah blah. Are you not that connected to USC?
Unfortunately, I am not. I mean, I think it's a totally different experience going for undergrad versus grad school. Not to say that you still should put yourself out there in grad school, etc. But I think I was just focused on, like, I'm here for, I'm trying to get this master's and I'm trying to go. I've met some amazing friends from my program. We are still very connected. So I'm more connected to the people from USC than the institution itself. because and no, Fatima, not going to UCLA. Log off if you're gonna have that slander. But no, I think I don't know. I just was not like caring about it. It's a lot of politics, there's a lot of issues, but
Yes.
it's an institution, but
No,
still
no.
fight on. Still.
And I totally get it, because when you're undergrad, it's going to be different, because you're all into
Mhm.
that. When you get your degree, when you're your BA, you're like, all
Yeah.
right, it's time to make some moves. And so I can totally understand, just attending the school, just to attend. You just trying to get out of there. I'm trying to get this program, trying to get through this program as best as I can.
Mhm.
Get my paper, right?
Yep.
Trying to get, because alum, I'm sure that alumni network is very, very huge, very large, and there's a lot of resources that come with an undergrad and a graduate degree from USC.
No, yeah, I can't deny that USC has resources, has connection. I mean, the name carries weight. If I go wear my USC sweater to any store, somebody will say something about USC or ask me what did I do there. So it's just the name is powerful. And yeah, I am a part of the alumni network. I should have mentioned that they do have resources. I get their emails, like job opportunities, lots of connections. I have a mentor from USC who really encouraged me throughout the job process. So I have some pluses from USC. I can't deny that. But just, yeah, that connection of like, I ride for USC. I can't
Yes.
say that. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, so let's go ahead and kind of the hot topic tonight that I really want to kind of hone in on is just being a PSW. Kind of what does that mean in terms of a school setting, and then just the connection to BSAP, right? So let's kind of, if you can, um, break down for me just being a psychiatric social worker. What does all that entail in a school setting?
Yeah. So, psychiatric social worker, school therapist, school counselor, those titles are often very intertwined. Just disclaimer. But in a school setting, and I'll speak to just specifically for a school setting in general. Obviously, this includes like providing those counseling services to students, whether that's individual therapy, group therapy, family therapy, lots of mental health consultations with staff. We all have different lenses. There's so many different disciplines that work at a school setting. And so I'm privileged enough to be able to provide the mental health piece when we're in meetings or when bringing it to a teacher who may say like, my kids just they're acting crazy, and I'm like, well, let's take X, Y, and Z into account. Mental health consultations with other districts, just parents. Again, just bringing parents into the conversations of mental health, and especially I'll speak to that when working in the Black community and the stigmas surrounding all of that. Psychiatric social workers, we really just positive school climate at the school. This can be like staff development. Like soon we're gonna have a staff development workshop just about like some positive behavioral intervention strategies, like really looking for positive ways to respond to some behaviors that are not so wanted. This is just connecting community families to community resources. That is a key part of social workers in a school setting. Is we can only do so much, unfortunately, even though we have so much access to the kids. Sometimes our hands are just tied, and I've referred families out to services where maybe there's a higher level of need and I can't provide them that at the school, or basic necessities, just like families may need like diapers, families may need shoes to wear. Some of the students are still learning how to use the restroom, and so they may need just some underwear to change into. I mean, that's the best way to put it. So but for the specifically Black Student Achievement Plan, which is my title, BSAP was a program founded in early 2021, 2022, 2020, 2021 school year. And basically, it is just the overarching goal is promoting Black student achievement through culturally responsive services. And I mean, we have to acknowledge the racial trauma, the traumas that our African American Black people, however you want to term yourself, we have experienced. And that applies in the school setting also. Mental health and education go hand in hand. And so, BSAP, we provide just culturally responsive services in a myriad of different ways. It's not just me. I have a whole team of some amazing colleagues that I work with. And so we really are here to just like show our face and say, we're here, we look like you, we're here, we may have had experiences like you. Today, a girl's, her knotless braid was coming out, so I started braiding her hair, and I don't know if that would happen if she would have had a non-Black staff member doing that. So it's such a privilege, but inner city comes with its troubles. So
Wait a minute. Hold on.
I know I said
You
a lot.
said, yeah, no. You said, hold on. Let me make sure. I'll throw the alert signal so that we can hear it. Really, let me just. Okay, you said. I mean, you said a whole bunch. You said a young lady's knotless braid was coming out, and you took the time to kind of reattach it or make it work so that it looks like it should be there.
Absolutely, yes. I mean,
I mean that is so awesome because like you said, if she was if
how do we say this?
yeah, I'm trying to say it correctly, man. Not too. I'll just say not too many people will be able to do that. Okay, and so by you being, who you are and understanding the, I'm sure you had a connection to the young lady before today anyway, right?
Yes. Mhm.
So just, I mean, that's so amazing. That's so awesome. And we're talking about service, not just serving yourself, right? It's not all about, hey, I go to USC or I went to USC and I went. Nah, you're like, hey, let me help you out, because maybe through your connection, through your interaction with that young lady or young man, they might think about how they can see themselves
Mhm.
in a situation and kind of you know work toward that goal. So maybe you're that social worker hall of fame person, because they might say, you know what, that was, that might be something that they can reflect on and be like, hey,
Mhm.
maybe I can do something like that when I finish my college career, right?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think that's something that weighs, or I wouldn't say weighs, but is just constantly, I'm thinking about of like, wow, this is not a position I take lightly of like, yes, I love these kids. These are, they're like my children, but
Absolutely.
the weight of the role that I'm privileged to have on this campus is like unmatched. I mean, majority of our school is Black and Latinx. And so being able to just show these kids in a community, in an inner city school where these dreams or these realities may not seem like they can actually happen just because of the environments we're in is amazing. It's kind of hard to put it into words, but it's definitely a blessing to know that um, hopefully these children will and aspire to take on some things that I've done or whatever. I don't know. It's just it's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, you never know what effect you might have on a person. And
Mhm.
so, you're just doing your job. You're doing what you're asked to do.
Yeah.
And we're going to kind of delve into, BSAP and, some of the other members of your team. And because I know there's a PSW, right, at our school.
PSA,
Yeah, PSA.
we
So
have PSW, yes, for
hold on,
two
Miss
I
Williams. Hold on.
know.
Hold on. We're
I'm
going to get
taking
into
over
that.
your show.
I know. And that's crazy because, education, especially LAUSD, is full of initials. So, in special ed, we have a whole bunch of we have a whole bunch of initials, and so we can just rattle off like probably 10 or 15 just
Yeah.
like right now within a minute or so because of everything that we do at our
Mhm.
school site. But before we get into it a little bit deeper, I just want to again look at some of the comments here. My friend Erwin Woodard says, "Hey,
Oh,
need you at my school. Won't say which one, but our schools are close." Absolutely. Yeah, I know where your school is, Mr. Irwin. Irwin is kind of like my younger brother from another mother. So I,
nice.
I know, and actually he's working on his doctorate degree. So hats off to soon to be Dr. Irwin Woodard. So
Awesome.
I'm not sharing Miss Williams with you. No, sir. You got to get your you got to get your own
Sorry.
PSW. Nope. She's taken. She's taken. And then Kimberly McLemore says, "Go
Oh my
Lena, go
gosh. Thank
Lena."
you.
Hey Kimberly, thank you for watching. Appreciate it. And then Chica Poo says, "I needed you when my braids were falling out in fifth grade."
Oh no. Go to therapy for that.
Oh, that is so funny. Okay, so going back to your earlier comments about just your credentialing and working with, um, and then Riley says, I need her in the VAs. So my wife is a teacher in the virtual academy, so that's why she said
Oh,
VAs, not the
nice.
VA hospital, but virtual
Yeah.
academies. Yeah, no, I wasn't clarifying for you. I know you know, but just for other folks who might watch. So that's cool. Why did your name get so big? Let me. I don't. What's up with that? Okay, let me just fix it so that it's kind of equal, and then let me lock it real quick. Hold on.
Mhm.
Just some things that I got to tighten up, and let me tighten up this one too. Okay, so that was, I was like, wait a minute, Miss Williams' name is way big. How did that happen? Okay. um, and then Ebony Madison says, "Look at you two, just
Oh,
fabulous. I love this." Hey, Ebony Madison,
I
thank you.
know.
I
We made
appreciate it. Pamela Riley says, I'm
Oh,
so super proud of my niecey, Lena.
oh,
You were raised with that amazing heart, so giving. It's awesome. Working on mental health is fire. Yes, it
thank you,
is.
Pam.
Absolutely. And then Riley says, Hey, Miss Jackson. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait, I'm sorry. She's not a teacher. She's an instructional coach.
Clarify. Yep,
I
that's right.
Yeah, you gotta do that. And then Jordan Williams says your brother needs those braiding skills next week.
My brother. Wow, the support is great. And thank you
Absolutely.
all.
Absolutely. And then Ebony Madison says, Hey, Maisha girl. I can just see Miss Ebony saying that.
I
All
can
right.
see her.
Hey, we appreciate you guys watching, and do me a favor, if you can, if you watch it on YouTube, go ahead and hit that those thumbs up buttons. It
Mhm.
might be in a different place right now. I think YouTube is kind of moving some things around, but if you haven't done so already, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up, and that'll be very, very cool. Okay, let's hop back into the conversation for one more segment, because I know, like you said, you were kind of, this is usually your powering down time. So
It
we don't
is.
want to take it all. We just want a little bit more, okay?
Yes, of course.
Okay. So you talked about being a PSW.
Mhm.
However, your focus is on BSAP. Now, um, and I think I know the answer to this question. Um, is there a regular PSW who services the other students at the school community as well?
Yes, there is. Miss Perez, I love her. She's amazing. We collaborate really, really well. So she services our, non-Black students essentially, which is the rest of our population is primarily Latinx. I just found out we have a Vietnamese student, which I'm like, yay. So I did not know that. So yes, she is there to service all of the non-Black students, but we both intertwine. She helps so much with any of our students that walk into the office, vice versa. I'm so open to support her. We collaborate really well together.
Absolutely. Okay, now, um, so just kind of tell us about the team of folks that you work with at our school. And no,
Mhm.
again, Mr. Irwin and Miss Maisha Riley. No, we're not sharing. So just kind of talk about just the collaboration that goes on with you and the other members of your team.
Yes. So we have three other members on our BSAP team. So on the PSW, we have our PSA, which long-term title is Pupil Services Attendance Counselor, but shortened is just Attendance Counselor, focused again for our BSAP students. We have our school climate advocate. Her name is Miss Anna. Amazing. She has such good relationships with the students, and they respond so well to her, and she's just a great person. And then we have Miss May, who's our restorative justice teacher, RJ teacher, who is all about just restoring relationships, really advocates for our students to the max, like I've never seen before. She's an amazing just voice for our students, for our parents. And so she pushes into a lot of our classes. And so working in this team has been none the like it's amazing because we all bring so much to the table with our own different experiences that we have. Yet we have our own style of things, we have our own flair. But when it's like time, we get it done. And so we really want to show to our students and families that we're also connected. Like we can't preach connectedness to them if we're not connected ourselves. And so I'm so thankful for my team, and I'm excited to see like what's in store for us.
Absolutely. Now let me ask you: is this your first? This isn't your first year at our school, is it?
This is my first
It
year
is.
with LAUSD and at Normandy.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, look at you spilling the beans. Okay, so okay, so I think it is so amazing that you and your team have developed the rapport that is
Mhm.
necessary to kind of reach our students, right? I
Yeah.
mean, when I see you guys, standing at the front gate, you're kind of welcoming the kids, kind of getting them ready for the school day,
Mhm.
and actually, you know what? Why don't you just kind of walk us through what your instructional day, or not instructional day, but what your day kind of looks like on an average day? And if we had to narrow it down, just kind of reflect on what happened either today or yesterday to kind of answer that particular question. So what, just kind of walk us through the day in the life of Miss Williams as a BSAP PSW.
Yes. Okay. So mornings, not only does the BSAP team go out there, but so does Miss Lee, so does Miss Perez. A lot of other staff are out there welcoming the students just to like get them, wake up a little bit, just show our face. It goes wonders to just say good morning to somebody, to just say hi, how are you? And so we're out there for a while. After that, usually go have some breakfast in my room to just settle in for a minute, check my emails, just prepare my to-do list of like what students do I want to see today, what do I need to respond to, just like really getting my life together essentially. After that, I try my best to see some students, or maybe I'll have to go to meet with the teacher, or prepare, work on something with my other PSW or some other staff members. Lots and lots of meetings throughout the day, but basically it's individual sessions, meetings, consultations, morning and goodbye welcomes, if that's like a quick way to put it.
Got you. No, that's cool. And like I said, you guys are out there in the morning greeting the kids, and then even at the end of the day as well.
Hmm.
And I like the way that you guys, and I'm using Miss Ebony Madison's term, incentivize attendance for all the kids. And so that's just to hear the collaboration amongst your team
Hmm.
is so awesome. It's so awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's dig just a little bit more deeper into BSAP.
Hmm.
And why do you feel it's necessary? Maybe you've already answered this. Why do you feel it's necessary for this kind of program to be in our schools in LAUSD?
Yeah. I think it's a loaded question. Like again, BSAP, we're here to just really promote and advocate for Black student achievement through culturally responsive services. That's the key piece, and that's key because there is not opportunities for students if we're in predominantly white schools for that maybe positive sense of culture identity to build, to just social emotional awareness. I mean, I can speak for a long time about just the stigma of mental health in our community, the Black community, Latinx community, communities of color. We often just are very hush hush about issues in our lives, or we just pray it away, or you just completely dismiss it. And although prayer is powerful, mental health is just as real. And so in our community, I mean, Black youth, the suicide rates are 2 times higher than our white peers. And I mean, that those 2 times may sound like, oh, two, but that's 2 times higher than our white peers. That is outrageous. The numbers are astonishing for research. And so, BSAP in this community that we're in, again, of the Black and Latinx students, we really need to hone in on our social emotional skills. We need to build skills to learn how to talk about mental health, what is mental health, like starting with just basic necessities. And um, I try to come from the lens of like our parents are doing their best. Most of our parents are trying their best, but they don't know what they don't know, right? We don't know what we don't know. So if they were and emotionally, if they had parents that were emotionally unstable themselves, or just not present, or no discussion about feelings, you can't cry. You're a boy, you can't cry, and then they have their own children, and that carries on. I mean, generational trauma just it's we have to get in there and we have to stop it. And I was nervous about being out of elementary school. I love my high schoolers, I love middle schoolers, and but I'm realizing elementary, there's so much work that you can do, but we can't save people. We can't change, if I had a magic wand to change a lot of the things that the Black community has experienced, I would, but the reality is that we can't. And so the least I could do, the least we can do is to support our community, to show up day in, day out, because we might be the most consistent Black positive face that they're seeing throughout their day, throughout their week. And like you mentioned it, you never know what impact you can have on somebody. And we have the opportunity to do that at kindergarten, at first grade, and so on. So it's
Absolutely.
vital, this program.
No, it is absolutely, absolutely. So, just I probably have about two more questions, three more questions at the most for you.
Yeah.
Okay, so if I was a teacher, okay, well, I am a teacher.
You are you not a teacher.
So let me wait. Let me rephrase my question. For the teachers who are watching, what are maybe one or two strategies that they can use within their classroom to help them, with dealing with, besides referring them to you,
Mhm.
what can
Yeah.
educators do in their classroom to kind of help kids who are having, some mental challenges or some
Mhm.
issues that is kind of affecting their ability to learn and
Mm.
understand the concepts that are going on in the classroom?
Yeah, that's a good question. And I think my first response might sound very generic, but is to simply talk to your students. I think that a lot of times it's just they come in, education, 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 and it's like, whoa, like, hello. They came in the morning. If you see they're emotional, and now it's just education, education. Like, just pause for a minute. Like, recognize that whatever you're trying to teach and say to them is going in one ear and out the other. If we're not able to acknowledge, like, how are you? Did you have a rough morning? Like, what do you need right now? Like, is that time? Do you need to take a walk for a second to regulate yourselves? Like, what do you need? And just talk. Just treat these children like the humans they are and the big brains that they have. Do not dismiss that. Oh, just because they're in third grade, they don't have real life thoughts because they don't pay bills, or you don't have to do this. No, they have some stuff going on in those little brains. Okay, so that's first one. Secondly, I would be to normalize and encourage mental health conversations. Like, we have to bridge the gap of mental health and education. I mentioned already they go hand in hand, and so starting the mornings could just be a deep breathing exercise, implementing just some type of mindfulness, or just any conversation. How are thumbs up, thumbs down, like just helping students learn how to talk about their emotions, use the vocabulary to talk about their emotions, like empowering your students. Like, you may be their teacher for 1 year, but that 1 year is 1 year of their life. And so we have to look at it that way, and utilize the time that we have with these kids, right.
Absolutely, absolutely. No, that's a those are some awesome suggestions because many times, and sometimes I get, you know, I'm an early childhood special educator, and so even for me, sometimes I just get in a mode like, okay, I have to
Mhm.
get through my five or six rotations, and
Right.
nothing else is going to stop me, right? I mean, we have to get through those rotations, but
Mhm.
sometimes it's sometimes the kids remind me because my students are 3 to 5 years old and they're on the autism spectrum. They remind me like, look, Mr. Riley, check this out. I'm dealing with this. We might not be able to get to your rotations because I'm dealing with X, Y, and Z, right?
Yeah.
And so, no, I kind of like what you said, just talking to the students, making sure
Mhm.
that they have someone who can, who they can talk to, and
Mhm.
you have to kind of build that trust because, like you said, this is a year of their life,
Mhm.
and it's very, very important. So, yeah, I know that we're all about, we're pushing the education, pushing learning, but at the same time, we need to kind of be in tune with what's going on with little Johnny,
Mhm.
because he's not wanting to do X, Y, and Z. So, we have to
Absolutely.
have those conversations. Let me
Mhm.
hop into the comments real quick,
Mhm.
and let me see. Where did I stop? Okay, so Lena, Christy,
Lily, Lily. Love you,
Okay,
Lily.
Lily. Okay, she says wonderful perspective, Lena. Need more young people in this field that love our children. You have the temperament to make big changes in the field. All
Thank
right.
you.
And then Fatima Perez says, I love working with you too. Double the PSW power. Absolutely. Valerie Williams McGuire says, good word.
It's church, huh? Good word.
Good word. I know. Right now you were preaching. I was like, okay, I see you. I see you, Sister Reverend. No, I see you doing your thing. Tony Hardaway says,
Oh, I see
hey,
something.
listen, we were just talking about church, right? She says,
Mhm.
but as for you, be strong and do not give up, for your work will be rewarded. Second Chronicles, or like, like, like the dude, like the dude who wants to run for president again. He calls it two, like he said, 2 Corinthians.
Oh,
I'm
shame.
sorry,
That's a
Second
disgrace.
Chronicles. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to interject. I just
You
Second
just have
Chronicles 15:7. PSW is a great way to be of service. Proud of you. And then here's
thank
a question from one of our viewers. Maisha Riley says, how is your team creating advocacy amongst the students, or is it more of a focus on SEL that is at that age? So
you.
SEL, for those folks who are not in education, remember we talked about all these initials and acronyms.
Mhm.
SEL is Second English Language Learners, right? Or I'm not.
That is another one, yes, but this one is for like social emotional learning.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. Okay.
Mhm.
Oh, there you go. See,
Yeah.
social. They all look the same. Social emotional learning. Okay, go ahead and answer that question from my Riley.
No, I like that question. And I think it's a mixture of both. Like say we have, some bullying or things going on like that. We are not only trying to teach social emotional, lessons to the children, but also teach children like if you see this happening, advocate for your peer, like, say, no, that's wrong. Don't hurt this person. No, so I think the advocacy right now that we're doing is just learning how to say things, like learning how to verbalize what's going on, and then advocate for your peers, because they'll advocate for themselves. They'll say what they do and don't want to do, but hey, support your peer also. So it's a mixture of both.
Absolutely. And then let's see, I just had it. My friend Pearl, who is watching on Facebook, Pearl, you need to come over here to YouTube. But Pearl says, yes, you got to know the kids and what's going on with them. And then she says, I feel. And then she also says, that especially since I see them more than my own kids at home. Yeah. So sometimes as teachers, as educator professionals, we see a lot of these kids more than we see some of our, kids in our home. And I know for me, that's a fact because my kids leave before I get up. They leave at 6 o'clock. They drive
Mm-hmm.
to their high school, and they just got home probably about 20 minutes ago, right? And
Wow.
so all they're going to do is kind of get some dinner, do some homework, kind of hang out, and then go to bed. And so that's what
Mm-hmm.
maybe 5 hours. And during those 5 hours, I'm not really talking to them. We just hey, what's up? How's your day? Okay, and then they'll go off in their corner and do whatever. So
Yeah.
that's a true point. Pearl Valerie says yes, really being president is awesome. And then she says, yeah, and let your old school teacher colleagues know. Okay, that's a new way to. Yeah, you got to listen to those folks. Old and new school, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the kids, LOL, not hush them. Yes, we can't. We can't hush the kids. We got to listen to the kids. And then
Yes.
Riley says, good stuff. Valerie says, excellent, Mr. Riley. And then I believe this is Pearl who is saying all these acronyms. Let me see.
It is a lot of acronyms.
Man, look, I told you I just got mixed up. I'm thinking, second English language learners. That was a sales, not
Close enough.
SEL, right? And then Chocolate Twist Yoga. What up, Chocolate Twist Yoga? She says, good evening, Mr. O'Reilly and Miss Williams and chat. Chocolate Twist Yoga. If you're in the LA area, she's a yogi. And so if you like yoga, she has a wonderful YouTube channel. And Chocolate Twist Yoga is going to be my last guest in this particular season in a couple of weeks. So make sure you come on back for that. Okay. So let's kind of wind down. We're about 54 minutes into this wonderful conversation. Once again, I really appreciate you just taking the time from your busy schedule just to kind of hang out with me on West Coast to Wednesday. So let's go ahead and kind of finish up. So we talked about how you can help, some strategies that teachers can use in the classroom, right?
Hmm.
So if a parent was watching, what are some resources or some things that that you can show parents in terms of creating that mental space, a mental health space for the kids? What kind of resources do you offer? Strategies that they can do at home with their kids.
Yeah. I think if I was to tell a parent something, I would really encourage them to model what they want from their child. So, and I'm not a parent, so I know that some parents will say, "Oh, well, you don't understand." So, my outside perspective is that sometimes we'll yell at the child to tell them to stop yelling. And I'm sure in the moment it's very hard, but we want them to act a certain way. We have to model it. But there's lots of resources. Someone just mentioned to a parent, and I was there the other day, about the Calm app, and there's also called Headspace. And so I think the Calm app is not it's only one that I use also, but I've also encouraged other parents to use it as well, just because mornings can be very stressful, work can be very stressful, and then having to go home and see those kids can probably piss somebody off, like to go to work and then go to back to work at home. So I would encourage them to use the Calm app on the way as a way to regulate themselves, so that you're not taking everything that just came through the day, and you see your child and they do something that's irritating, and you just like unleash on them. So I would tell and encourage parents and show them this app to just like take a second for yourself, because again, you're doing the best you can. And so even though I work with children, they go home with their parents at the end of the day, and so I have to work with the parents, I have to bring them on. So the Calm app is a resource. Just having the conversations again with the listening and talking to your children. I may not be answering the question of what resources, but resources I would also give them are probably some therapists or agencies in their area, to see, like, maybe, do you need your own therapy? Do you need family therapy? Do you need any resources provided to you? But sometimes I really just want families to be able to have fun together. Just things can be very heavy, and parents get lots of calls home, and it can be just very taxing. And so sometimes it's disheartening when parents are like, I'm so tired. It's like they really are tired. And so I want them to just enjoy their child also, and not get, weighed down. So that's something I would encourage,
Absolutely. So I kind of was remembering some of the apps, and so I put in the chat on Facebook. Insight Timer, I think, is one. The Calm app is another one, and then Headspace, I think, is another one. All of those are wonderful apps that people can
Mhm.
use just to kind of calm down and relax. And I know sometimes when we're in the throe of talking and shouting and yelling, it's like, okay, someone has to be the adult, and really, not fly off the edge and go all crazy, especially if little Johnny did something at school and is like continuing to happen all the time. Maybe
Mhm.
some of these apps can be a way of calming them down, calming ourselves down, because we all need to take a deep breath. I needed to take a deep breath at the beginning of this interview, because I was stuck in traffic for like 45 minutes. And, Yelena was like, "Hey, where you at, Mr. Riley?" She's like, "I'm here. Where you at?" Right? No, I'm sorry. Let me go ahead and put that into mainstream language. She was saying, "Mr. Riley, where are you?"
There we go. Okay, my calm tone.
Yeah, Mr. Riley, where are you? I am waiting for you. You're not here yet, but I'm calm. Drive safe. Take your time.
Yes, there we go. Thank you. Okay, represent me well.
Absolutely not. It was funny because I was texting and driving. Yes, I know I shouldn't have done it, but I was doing it at the stoplights, right? And so she was like, Mr. Riley, are you here? Anyway, that's a long story. But yeah, so some of those are wonderful resources that families can use, in a sense, to kind of calm down. And I'm sure you have a ton of resources at your disposal. that you can share with parents on a
Mhm.
one-to-one situation, correct?
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Okay, let's
And if
dig.
anyone needs any resources, I can share. I'm willing to share them with the public. No gatekeeping over here. So,
Absolutely. No, we don't, man, we open the gates.
yeah, okay.
We open the floodgates, right? We're not sharing because that's who you are. I mean, everything that I've learned about you, it, tonight, it speaks of you wanting to share and give up of your time, your energy, and you're kind of, putting that on the kids. And again, I love it because this is your first year. So
Hmm.
I would love to see what year 5 looks like, year
Yeah.
10. Now, I know that you said earlier in the very beginning that you're working, you have some certain hours, amount of hours that you have to fulfill.
Mhm.
So once you fulfill those, amount of hours, what is going to be next for Miss Williams? Are you going to continue to be, in the elementary schools? Are you going to kind of transition to somewhere else? What's next for Miss Williams?
That is, I mean, I really see so much for myself. I would really like to be a supervisor. A desire of mine is to really supervise other social workers as they're in their internship journey and throughout grad school. I really appreciated a lot of my supervisors, and so I would love to do that. I have a large dream of this nonprofit that I have very detailed ideas about in my head, but I really would like to just be private practice. I really want to have a good work life balance. And so, whatever that looks like for me, I'm pretty open to. I don't want to be bogged down with what's next and I got to have 18 streams of income. I'm okay with just a couple and, really just like having peace. I think more so that's important to me than my career is just peace. And so, whatever will bring me peace is what I'll be a part of. And if it's not, then it can kick rocks. So stay tuned for License to Miss Williams. I'm really excited to just get into just private practice and I love clinical work. Who knows? I may write a book. I may have a podcast. I'm really open to a lot. I have a lot of ideas, but I'm just like a fish. I'll soak it all up. So
Absolutely. Well, hey, I appreciate you hopping on. We have a few more comments and then we'll finish out the show.
mhm.
So let's go back. We already said this one, Chocolate Twist Yoga. She's watching, and then Maisha Riley says, "Hey, Chocolate Twist, are you doing in-person classes?" So if you're still watching, Kylie, go ahead and drop that information in the chat if you haven't done so already. And Maisha Riley says, "I love the Calm app."
Yeah.
Really, really. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay.
She's not calm.
Well, no, no. See, here's what happens. Sometimes, sometimes at night, I get in. I try to get into the practice of playing. Some of the rain sounds.
Uh-huh.
Just sound some because I need to go to sleep. But it really doesn't take me too much to go to sleep. But every now and again, I'll play some something from Calm or whatever. And
Mhm.
she's like, "What is that?" She's like, "What is that noise going off? I'm trying to sleep." I'm like, "I'm sorry. I'm just trying to, get calm and breathe." And she's like, "Turn it off." I'm like, "Okay," but then I turn it down really, really, really low, so you can't hear it except for me. So I'm just like, "Okay, you
Oh my
love the
gosh,
calm
I
app too?" Yeah.
love that.
And then Valerie says, "Me too. Love the rain, Maisha." See, there you go. See, you know what? Tonight, as we go to bed, I'm gonna look for some rainscape sounds, and we're gonna listen
Yeah,
to the rain, and we're gonna go.
there we go. There we
Okay.
go.
Uh, yeah. See, Riley. She says it's soothing. Okay, absolutely. I got.
That is
Thank,
just
thank you, Valerie, for helping me to play the Calm app tonight. That's gonna be very, very cool. All right. Smell the
oh,
flower and blow out the
oh my gosh.
candle.
Okay, mom. All right.
She says sharing is caring. Okay. Uh,
That's
Mr.
fine.
Williams says you're moving out of state
He wants me to move to North Carolina. That's where he lives.
to where?
In North Carolina.
North
That's
Carolina. Okay, gotcha, gotcha.
yeah, that's where they live.
Okay. Jordan says no. We got a little
Okay.
family
Now
squabble going on. A little
we can
family.
be in the group chat off YouTube.
You might
Okay.
have to. You might have to be the mediator right here. You might have to have
Okay.
a RJ circle right here after the show.
Oh my goodness.
Oh gosh. Pamela
No.
says nope. We're keeping her Percy dad. Okay. Sorry. Sorry. They're like, oh, they really going
Okay,
in.
all
They
right.
going in. Barry's like, amen, peace. Oh gosh. Sherry's like, okay. She's like, hey, what? Hey,
Like,
whatever.
okay,
Oh
good. We made
gosh. This is funny. Peace. Okay.
it.
Uh, she says, just not at night when I'm trying to go to sleep. I know, but the sound, you just said it's so
The rain sounds
soothing.
are nice.
Right, they are. And then she says, I listen in the daytime while working. Okay, got you.
Not a bad idea.
Donna Lee says, city rain, sleep sounds help. Okay, got you. All right, okay. And so Mike's just laughing. And then Valerie's like, yes, she's okay. All you guys are funny.
I mean, wow.
Man, this has been a wonderful show.
Yes.
So meaningful, and I appreciate you sharing your journey with me on West Coast Wednesday. We're here over here. We just kind of give the highlight, give the shine to folks who are doing stuff in the community, and just a big shout out to my Brody. Alvin Eddington, who's kind of like the creator of West Coast Wednesday, and so he does something on Instagram, and I was just like, you know what, I got this technology here. Why don't we do something a little bit bigger? So just shout out to Uncle Al, as I call him, and shout out to you guys for watching it. And like I said, if you haven't done so already, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up on YouTube, and you might even be able to hit the like on Facebook as well. Thank you, Jordan. I appreciate it, my man. Appreciate it. And Maisha says, lovely to meet you virtually, Helena and family. So, you know what? And here's a fun fact. I've been trying to get Helena's name pronunciation down, and I think I've nailed it, right? Am I?
Um,
No?
I could say yes, but no.
No? Okay.
You call me Lena from now
You know
on.
what? We gonna work with Lena. I'm gonna be like, Miss Lena.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Thank you, Mr. Riley, for having me on. I mean, this platform is amazing. So thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Encore. So Juliana
Oh.
says, is that your sister?
It's my sister-in-law, but yes, my sister.
Got you. Okay. I was just looking at the names.
My
Okay.
brother's wife. Yes.
Brothers. Okay. So good stuff. Thanks for sharing, Mr. Riley and Lena.
Yeah.
Hi, Lena. Bless you, Mr. Riley. And thanks for hosting my daughter and baby. Absolutely. Hey, guys. So before I leave, Miss Lena, I'm gonna give you one last chance to say anything that you want to say about being PSW or something about mental health. So I'm gonna give you the shine one last time, and then after that, I'm gonna send you back to the green room, and then I'm gonna close out the show. Okay, so don't hang up, but I'm gonna just send you back after your final words, and then I'm gonna come back and close up the show. Okay.
Okay.
So
cool.
here is Miss Williams's final words. Ms. Williams, here are Lena's final words on West Coast Wednesday with Mr. Riley.
Whew. Go to therapy. No, but really go to therapy. We all have things going on, and therapy is not something that you only have to utilize when you're at rock bottom. You can use it to remain at top level, top notch. So please go take care of yourselves. I just heard on another podcast this morning that to-do list will be there after you wake up from your nap. So just take care of yourselves, and Black mental health all day long. So thank you all.
Hey guys, okay, there we go. Okay, so once again, thank you, Miss Lena Williams. Hang out in the green room. I'm gonna close up the show, and then once the broadcast is over, we'll kind of wrap up everything. Okay, so just hang tight. All righty. Hey guys, so we had a wonderful time hanging out with Miss Lena Williams and her family. She has a wonderful family, and so they all hopped on and joined in, and so I appreciate everyone just watching. And as we close out the show, if you haven't done so already, why don't you just take some time and leave a comment, like, subscribe, hit that thumbs up button, hit the notification bell on Mr. Riley's World over here on YouTube, and that way you'll be notified anytime I go live and drop a brand new video. And then also, if you want to support the show, you can go over to Buy Me a Coffee / Mr. Riley's World, and that'll help me, get some new stuff, right? But yeah, you can buy me 1, 2, 3, 4 coffees. Doesn't matter. Just whatever you feel is in your heart. And then the last thing, as we close up, you kind of, for those of you who are techies, you want to know what I have, what I'm doing over here in Mr. Riley's World. Well, you can go over to kit.co/Mr. Riley's World. Take a look at what I have, what I'm doing over here, what I'm working with. I'm trying to show you what I'm working with. If you go over to kit.co, and you'll be able to find out what Mr. Riley is working with on Mr. Riley's World. So other than that, guys, I appreciate you all hopping on, and we'll see you next week. Next week, I believe we're going to have another wonderful interview, and I just want you to come on out and hang out with me next Wednesday on West Coast Wednesday. Like I said, it's been a wonderful time tonight, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week. So Mr. Riley signing off from the West Coast, the best coast, the West Side. See you next week, and thank you for watching.
Pray I never let the wealth change the way I see myself. I would never say I'm self-made, I need a lot of help. Pray I never let the wealth change the way I see myself. I got love all around me, but sometimes I forget.